Hi everybody, Eugene here with Darkroom Software. In this quick video, we're going to talk about the brand new FujiFilm DX-400. And there are a couple things that really make this printer really impressive. First is it is a true roll printer. So if you have an 8-inch roll in the printer, you can print 4x8s, 8x8s, 8x10, 8x20, 8x24. Or you can swap out the roll for, let's say, 5-inch or 6-inch and do your normal prints along with panoramic prints, all without having to change anything within the software. The second thing is it is a network printer, meaning that you can connect it via Ethernet and print across your network from Darkroom. So the printer doesn't even have to be connected directly to the computer. It can be in another room and you can be working on your computer and it sends to a printer in a different location. So the networking options are really cool. The third thing, and probably the most exciting, is that it can do duplexing, meaning that it can do double-sided prints. So here I have an 8x10 that I printed, and inside that same order I was able to print a set of 4 trader cards. So currently it is using a manual paper load rather than a paper tray. The paper tray should be coming out hopefully pretty soon. So we will set up the printer, connect it to Darkroom, and set up a couple packages taking advantage of these brand new options in the FujiFilm DX-400. Let's jump in my computer and get started. I have the printer plugged in and connected to the network. The first thing that we're going to want to do on the computer is go to FujiFilm's website and download the driver for this printer. So we'll go to their website, click download, and then agree to download, and it will download the driver. I have it on my desktop already unzipped, and I have a 64-bit version of Windows. So I'm going to go ahead and install the 64-bit version of the driver. And it's gonna unpack, and we'll just click the OK and agree and OK to install the driver. Next thing is this printer is set up on a network using connected via Ethernet cable. So I'm going to use the network connection option, and I'm going to go ahead and click search options and connect to the printer via a specific IP address. And specifically for this printer, that IP address, this is just for this one printer, it's 10.10.10.162 on your network. I'm sure it will be a different IP address. You just want to make sure you get the IP address for the printer so that you know how to connect to it. Now, if you're not using network version, you can connect it via USB. You just plug in the USB cable, and then the printer would communicate using the USB cable. So right now is looking across my local area network to find the printer, and as soon as it finds it, there it goes. Okay, and the printer should be now connected, and the Windows driver should be available on my computer. Okay, so now that we've added the printer, what we'll want to do is in Windows, we'll want to go to our printer options in Windows and print a test page to make sure everything's working properly outside of Darkroom before we add it to Darkroom. And I've already done that. I know it is communicating, so we'll go ahead and open up Darkroom, and we're going to go to our setup tab, and then under printer options we're going to click add printer, and then we can scroll down and we should see the new option for the FujiFilm DX-400. Now, I know a few of you are thinking, I'm going to get this printer, but not only am I going to get one, I have to get one that's going to have a 5-inch roll and one that has 8-inch roll, and maybe one that has a 6-inch or even a 4-inch roll. Just to keep up with demand, specific sizes. Let's say you're printing panoramics and you print them on a 4-inch or a 5-inch pano, that you have to have multiple printers, and that's completely fine. If you've added a second printer in Windows, whenever you click the DX-400, another instance of the printer will show up, and you can add those multiple printers. Good idea to label them so you know which one is which. But for those doing high volumes, your labs that are doing using it for, let's say, a self-service kiosk, doing 5x7s and 8x10s or 4x6s, this is where you would add multiple printers, and you would see multiple instances, and you can set up each one individually, similar to the DX-100 for those that have experience with that. So the printer's been added. We'll click OK. Okay, so now we have that printer added. Let's go ahead and set up a package group specifically for this printer, taking advantage of that double-sided option. And what we'll do is create a brand new package group, and we'll call it DX-400. And here's my package. Just for fun, I'm going to show you how to create a double-sided print. We'll leave the quick print turned off because this gives you an option to update it. But we'll do a 4x6 double-sided. So we'll go to our 6-inch prints, select 4x6, and I'm going to add a second instance of that 4x6 print. You don't want to click 2 here, you want to add a second instance of it. And we're going to double click on this, and then we're going to go to our print commands. And if you have the DX-400 added, this option only shows up if the driver's added. You'll see right here, I'm going to set it to double-sided yes. And there are a couple options in there, long edge, short edge. Darkroom will automatically select the correct flip based on the orientation of the image. But in the situation, let's say that you wanted to have these images that have an individual photo and then it's a horizontal team photo, you can override how it flips if you want it to do something specific and you're using 2 different orientations. But for right now, we're gonna set it to double-sided yes, and then we're gonna do the same thing for the second 4x6. Whoops. We're gonna go to print commands, add, and set it to yes under DX-400. And you can see both of those have that /duplex print command added. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to do the same thing with the 5x7. I'm going to show you where you can make these cool little holiday cards that have a front and a back. Let's say you do Santa photography. You take a picture and you print out, and it's a free picture. Anybody can have it done. And then you're trying to sell additional holiday gifts using a QR code. So I have something set up similar. So we'll add a new package. We're going to say 5x7, and we can call it a holiday card, or a 5x7 double-sided, because I'm adding a template to it. I'm going to go ahead and call it a holiday card. So I'll click add local print item. We're going to do the same thing. Send a 7-inch prints, 5x7. We're going to do that one more time. And now, under print commands, I'm going to click add, double-sided yes. In this situation, I'm going to apply my border. So there's my front border, and I have a back template. And because the back side of this is not really using an image, it's going to apply it to the back side, but you can't even see the image, so it doesn't matter. So in this situation, I can actually set this to quick print. So we'll switch over to my photo library and let's place a couple orders. Oops, I'm gonna make sure I set this as my default. And let's select all 3 of these. And it sent it straight there, and it should be coming out of the printer in just a moment. So for this printer, currently right now, as of today, the paper feed tray is not available, so you do have to manually load a 5x7 each time per print. But eventually, hopefully you're watching this in the future and that is not the case, and you can buy the paper feed tray, and then you would just load a stack of 5x7s and it'd pull from the feed tray. So let's go ahead and move on and see how this printer could be used in a sports environment, like team and individual. So it does the double side printing, but it's a roll printer, so it can print your 8x10s and 5x7 team photos, or your wallets. So let's go ahead and see how we would set those up. And I think this is kind of going over what most of us already know, but we'll set up a 8x10. Well, let's create a new group. We'll call it DX-400 Sports. And we'll set that as the default group. This is just going to be a plain 8x10. And I'm not adding the quick print in this situation because I'm going to build the order so you can see how it actually can function in creating your orders. So we'll go to 8" and select 8x10, and here's our 5x7, which we're going to use for our team photo. And then I'm going to set up a double-sided 5x7 to do our set of wallets. We're doing trader cards. It works very similar as doing wallets on 5x7, but we're going to add call it 4-up traders on 5x7. And we're going to go through the same process, but instead of doing a 5x7 print, we're going to go to our 5x7 multiple prints, and I'm going to use this option right here, which is 4 wallets on a 5x7, which is essentially the same thing as a traded card, but adding that back side kind of changes it a little bit. And the reason why I didn't do a 5x7 and then just build a template is I want to be able to see the image as large as possible. So I'm going to click add again. Same thing as we did earlier with a plain 5x7. But in this situation, I'm not going to add the template. I'm going to add the template in the workshop. And how I set up whether I add a template in the workshop or on a template, that's kind of, I just want to show you that you have different options and you can choose which is the best for you based on your workflow. But in this situation, we're not going to add the template here. We're going to add them all in the photo workshop. So print command, double-sided yes. I'm going to do the same thing right over here. Yeah, it's one of those things that everybody always wants to know what is the right way to do this workflow, and it's really whatever works best for you. So I'm trying to show you different ways to do it, and you kind of choose for yourself. So what we're going to do is, let's switch over to our sports group. I have some green screen images. Add my 8x10 memory or 8x10 print, and we'll go ahead and click there. Click B. I'll select my team template, and let's see. We can go with this one, or yeah, let's go with this one right here, and we'll move this text up right there, and add our 5x7. And then next, I'm gonna click select my trader card front, and we'll switch back over to kind of our hero image and click there, and you'll see that it adds the front to both sides. Well, I'm gonna update this template right here, and now select the back and adjust it a little bit. And this is why I say, maybe adding templates in the photo workshop versus the package, depending on whether you want to move people around in a team in this type of setup. Typically you're going to want to do, especially if you're updating the text. So we'll go ahead and update that. So we have our 8x10 individual, 5x7 team, and then our trader cards. Let's go ahead and place that order, and it should be coming out of the printer shortly. So let's go ahead and look at that printer over there. Okay, so while we wait for those prints to come out, they're probably popping up to one side or the other of me. I've already printed those images out. Here's the 8x10, and the 5x7 has the 1/2-inch white line because it's a 5x7 printed on an 8-inch roll. But where things really get interesting is here's the 4-up wallets. I'm sorry, trader cards, double-sided. This is a luster print. Typically, whenever you're doing double-sided printing like this, you're doing some sort of folding. This is a luster print, so it's vibrant in color. It's truly got me impressed, and I see a lot of different prints and a lot of print quality. This is impressive, specifically the color accuracy and the vibrancy in the color. And I want to say just in time for the holidays, being able to do holiday cards. So if you're a studio or a Santa or Easter Bunny photographer, this is going to be a very welcome tool in your toolbox. So we've added some new features to go specifically with this printer. I think it will, I don't use the word game changer very often, but I think this will change the industry just a little, just like its predecessor, the DX-100, which I've had for almost 10 years, and I love that printer. It changed things up. This is the next step, and specifically being able to do double-sided. I'm not a glossy printer. I don't print glossy prints, but double-sided luster prints and have that vibrancy in color, that's pretty cool. So I want to say thank you, a huge thank you to Imaging Spectrum for allowing me to come up, get some hands-on time with the printer. If you're in the Plano area, stop by, check it out. It's pretty cool. Hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.